Are you graduating soon and school hasn't taught you anything about credit, finances, or investing? Well, in my video today, I'm going to tell you all the ways that you could set yourself up for financial success. Hey everyone, my name is Robert and this is Live by the Fire. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where I teach you how you could reach financial independence at an early age. If you're new here, be sure to click the subscribe button. It'll change your life forever. The problem is school doesn't teach you anything about finances. There's no course out there titled Money Basics or Retirement Planning. When you're 16, 17, or even 18 years old, that's the time to plan for your future. It's free to plan. You can sit down, map out your financial success right now. Time is money. You may not realize this now, but school has been training you to work 9 to 5 for the next 40 years of your life. Wouldn't you rather do something else with your time? In this video, I'm going to go over the most common issues I've heard from friends and family and how you could overcome and plan to avoid these issues now. So let's get into it. So this is what I hear are the main issues. You first graduate from high school and you have a 0 credit score. You've never built up any credit, but you're not thinking about it. You've never had to worry about it. But now you want to get a car. You want to get a car loan, but you can't get approved for one because you have a 0 credit. This is what happened to me. I had to get my first car. My first car had a 18% interest rate. Yeah, 18%. After you want to get this car now, you might not even get approved also because not only do you not have credit, but you don't have a job yet. So now you want to get a job, right? So what happens? You don't know what job you want to get. You haven't started thinking about your career choices. Also, once you pick that career, you don't know what the consequences are and how much student loan debt you're going to get into because depending on what career choice you pick, depends on how long you have to go to school for. So you're in school, you figure this out, depending on the career choice you choose, you might have to be there for 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, sometimes even like 7 or 8 years. All those years rack up more and more student debt. So you don't know how that's going to affect you because you didn't learn that when you were in high school. Perfect. Now you have your car, you're done with school, you now have your job. Now you've been in your job for 5 years, maybe 10 years, maybe 15 years, and then you look and you realize you still have to work for another 15 years to actually reach retirement because you never planned for retirement. School never taught you to plan for retirement. Not even college taught you to plan for retirement. These are the main issues everyone is going through. And these are all fixable things. These are not impossible to change. Here are the 3 things you can do right now that can set yourself up for financial success in your future. The first one, and it's also one of the most important ones, is to learn about credit. Figure out what credit does to you and your future. When you get anything, when you want to buy a loan, when you want to rent an apartment, sometimes even when you want to get a new job, they're going to check your credit. So depending on what credit score you have, you may or may not get approved. When you get out of high school, your credit score is most likely 0. If you've never had a credit card or a loan, or your parents added you to their credit cards, if you've never had that experience, then you probably have a 0 credit score. So you have to learn how to build it. Here's the easiest thing you could do. When you're 18 years old, go and open up a credit card. It doesn't matter how much you spend on the credit card. Obviously, preferably, the lower you spend, the better. As long as you pay it off, you can start building your credit. And if you want to get really ahead of the game, when you're younger, maybe when you're 16 years old, have a sit-down conversation with your parents. Be like, hey, I want to build my credit. I want to have financial success in the future. So can you add me as an authorized user on your credit card? You don't even have to spend any money with their credit card. But as long as your name is on there, you can start building your credit history from the very beginning. One of the main factors of a credit score is going to be your payment history. So as long as you open up that credit, whether it is on your own at 18 or being an authorized user with your family, you will start building a positive credit history as long as those payments are made. So here's what happens if you have a low credit score. Let me bring you back to what I mentioned earlier in the video about my first car. When I first purchased my car, like I mentioned, it was 18% interest rate. And the average is about a little bit over 5%. So I was paying over 13% interest rate just because I didn't have a credit score. So imagine what you could do if you get authorized with your family's credit card at 16 years old. By the time you're 18, you already have some history. Or even if you're 18 and you finally open up a credit card, by the time you're 19, you have at least 1 year of credit history and you won't have that bad of an interest rate. Now, I will say is if you have to get that first loan with a high interest rate, it's okay. You could always refinance. That was my strategy as well. I wanted to build up my credit score, and the way I did it was getting a car with a loan. It was a higher interest rate, but after 6 to 8 months, I believe it was 8 months, I went ahead and refinanced it and I dropped that down to about 8% interest rate. The next thing you should be doing right now is career planning. You have to plan for your future career. As early on in high school as you can, the better. The more time you have to prepare for yourself, because once you figure out what kind of career you want to have, you're able to select what school you want to go to and what degree you want to capture for your career. Now, it's okay for you not to know exactly what career you want to be in, but here's a few factors that you need to look into to at least get a grasp of what you want. Consider the pros and cons of the career choice you're going to choose. You want to make sure you understand what kind of person you are. Are you the kind of person that wants to be customer friendly and have customer service? Do you want to be a salesperson? Do you want to be behind a desk and just work all day long on the desk? Figure out those pros and cons for your career path. Consider how long it'll take you to get to the position you actually want to be in. So let's say you want to be a general manager of a hotel. You can't just magically become a general manager. You have to go through a bunch of positions to actually get there. First, you have to work at the front desk. Then you be front desk supervisor. After that, operations manager. Eventually, you'll finally reach to general manager, but it takes a lot of years and tenure to finally reach that position. So you have to figure out if you are willing to go through that. Now that you've hopefully figured out what kind of career you want to have, you can start implementing little steps that helps you get to that position in the future. So let's say after you graduate high school, now you want to get your first job that's going to help you pay for college. This is very important for you to do. You have to pick your entry job, your first job that can assist your resume in helping you get that position in the future. So something that has to do with the career path you're choosing. So if you want to be a doctor in the future, even simply volunteering at a hospital or a clinic will assist you. You could put that on your resume, and it'll also help you meet people, build connections at those hospitals and clinics for future job openings. The last thing you can implement right now is to start planning for your retirement and to plan for investing. Now, if you're still in high school and you haven't graduated yet, you might be thinking, hey, Robert, why do I have to start thinking about investing in retirement? I'm so young. What does that matter? Well, what matters is time is money. The earlier you start investing, the faster you can get to large figures in your retirement. Let's say you start putting in right now $500 a month into an investment vehicle. As long as it's generating 7% returns after inflation, in just 37 years, you're going to reach $1 million. In just 37 years. So if you're 18 years old, you'll reach $1 million at age 55. But if you wait until you're 23 years old, you'll reach it at 60. What if you wait until you're 30 years old to finally start investing? Now you have to wait until you're 67 years old to actually reach that million. That's crazy, huh? To wrap it up, plan now for your future. Don't wait to start planning for your career or building your credit or even to invest. Start now to get ahead of the game. It doesn't take only 1 year to become CEO of a company or even to reach over 800 credit score. Especially, it doesn't take only a year or two to reach retirement. It takes time and effort. If you match that up with dedication and consistency, you'll definitely reach your success levels that you want for your future. Thank you so much for watching this video. These are all things I wish I knew when I was in high school or even college, so I hope you learned something from it. Also, if you have some extra free time, be sure to check out my last video on how just changing your mindset can help you earn some extra money. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below with what you wish school taught you. Also, don't forget to check back in next Friday at 12 o'clock to check out my next video.